Cuiyu 老师. So, okay. And sorry, Lempe 老师, I spoke took a few minutes from your presentation time, during the beginning.
Oh, no, no. Oh, no worries. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. So, Cuiyu, can you share the screen now? Okay, yeah, we can see it, and then
Lovely.
yes, it's working.
Good. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'm in mainland China right now, and because any Google stuff was blocked by the government, so I cannot get access to my Google Drive. I check my the drive, personal drive, and get some examples. My topic today is 5-minute warm-up activity. So first is the application scenarios and the purpose. The application scenarios, I use this 5-minute activity every day before class because I have 4 different levels. It's from AP 4, AP 3, and 2 in the whole morning, and I only have 5 minutes to get translated from Chinese 4 to AP. Now, before I use these activities, it's super, sometimes it's messy and the students just sit there and they chat randomly. So I create this, I let them to work themselves. Sometimes students are randomly grouped, but mostly they find their partner to have a conversation with each other. And the purpose, I mentioned that the first purpose is for my convenience. It gives me enough time to prepare for the new level and the new instructions. And the second purpose, it can help students to review the key sentence patterns and the vocabulary. And it's mostly listening, speaking, and reading. And also it can help students adjust their state quickly because when they enter the classroom, they have that, I call them 小纸条. They have them on their desk. So they can read the question themselves, and when the bell rang, they have to talk to each other. And I use those time to prepare myself. Okay. The designing principles, the questions I created is based on the group vocabulary. Mostly I have 3 study set or 4 study set for the whole unit. I split all the vocabulary into different study sets. It's based on their functions. And the questions was created based on the vocabularies and grammar or sentence. Application for 3 to 5 minutes before class each day, mostly 5 minutes. Sometimes if there's hard questions, maybe it's go beyond the 5 minutes. Now students will ask and answer questions with each other. That is interpretive reading and listening, because for the student, they ask questions, they need to read the question themselves. They need to recognize the characters and the sentence. And for his or her partner, they need to listen. And interpersonal speaking, they need to communicate with each other. It's depending on the type of questions. Students will either present a summary report at the end, or I just randomly select students to showcase their response, concluding the activity. I choose some examples. Now, I choose those examples. Some of them are the key points from that week, such as in Chinese 2, when we learned the favorite and want, all the questions is based on these two most important words or sentence pattern. For Chinese 3 and Chinese 4, some are reviewing the stuff they learned before and combine with the new stuff. In a higher level, some of the questions are designed to help students prepare for their AP Chinese conversation task and email response. Another approach, I add on some words beyond their level, just like 一般 in Chinese too. That is not the must vocabulary in Chinese too, but when we say it, we usually say that. So I usually add them on just like we say that, but I give them the English meaning. After practice, the good students, they can master the words. This is another way to help the good students to learn. This is the example from Chinese 2. Now here, usually they have 5 questions. In some unit, they have 6 or 7 questions. Now here you can see, this is the first question in Chinese is 你会打篮球吗? That is the topic related to sports. And the students learn the verb 会. So they need to say 会 or 不会 or 会不会 the stuff related to this verb. So the first question is this one. And the second is a grammar pattern. That is the verb, the, and the adverb. So they need to ask each other and respond each other. And for these questions in Chinese 2, it's an easy question. So mostly students need to talk to 2 or 3 different students to practice more. So they get different response. And as an end activity, students need to pick one partner's answer to report. For example, if I talk to Lucy, and Lucy say, 我会打篮球. I can play basketball and I play violin. I cannot play soccer and I can swim, but it's just not good, not bad, those stuff. They need to report in Chinese. That is a presentational. This is another one. That is you can see there is a 最喜欢吃, 最不喜欢吃, 最想吃, 最不想吃, or 还是. This is the key words, key verb. Students need to recognize, need to say, and to ask each other the questions in the week. So they need to ask each other of this. And these questions, you can see here. Oh, I forgot to say. In each question, you can see some bold characters. Those characters either in our new vocabulary or that is the words I want to emphasize students, get their attention. So here, the first question, 你星期日做什么? What do you do on Sundays? Now in that week, 星期日, this words is a must word they need to know. And here, 几点 is a word in our vocabulary list. And 唱歌跳舞 in our vocabulary list. But 一般 generally is not in the vocabulary list. Weekend is not in the vocabulary list. 在家 is not in the vocabulary list. So you can see there are English meaning here. But when we ask a question, we ask in this way. 你一般几点起床? If you do not ask the specific day, just generally what time do you get up? So I usually give them this. From the students' results, at the end of unit, based on the students' test, the good students can do it. They can master, they can write in their email response. And this is an example from Chinese 3. And in this unit, students need to talk about their opinions related to their classes. So this two, 最无聊最难 is a must vocabulary students need to know. And 作业最多，老师最严格，考试最多。This three is different from the expression when they say it in English. So that is why I made it get the students' attention. And these questions, I usually ask students to practice 3 days. And each day they need to talk to different students because in AP exam, the students also have the similar questions related to their school life. Now for these questions, you can either let students to do the presentational speaking at the end of the activity. Students pick one partner to present. And sometimes if I do not have enough time in class to check students, usually it's a homework. They need to write a very brief summary of their talking. And this is another one example from Chinese 3. Now here you can see there is a different ways we say it's a good stuff, delicious stuff, it's a fun activities. But in Chinese, usually we use 好 combine a verb. So in our textbook, we just learn 好看. So I give them combine with all the verb the students learned before and let them to practice. It's another one from Chinese 3. Now this one, this is a question related in Chinese too, but I think it's a good opportunity for students to talk about this. So it's a kind of like review here. And this one is also Chinese 2 stuff. They just talk about what they want to do in the weather and their feelings that day. And this one is a review of Chinese 2. This is the new words they need to memorize. All of this is the new words in the vocabulary. And this one is a grammar part. We learn these words in Chinese 2, but we do not practice a lot in Chinese 2. That is the adverb should be put before the verb in Chinese. So I put this here. And this is how to express how often, because we do not use it very often. So students, after practicing Chinese 2, students easier forgot. So it's a review here. But also, this is a review. You can see this as a 最 because it's a different in English. We always say biggest, smallest, but in Chinese, it's a different. We just used to add on one chapter. But for my students, sometimes it takes time for them to think of this, especially for the students, whose foundation is not that solid. So I use this here to review. And this is a review, this is a review, this is a review. And also it's a grammar. And here is a review. Now this is example from Chinese 4. This one is all the words in our vocabulary. So this is, we usually go through very quick because students practice in class. And usually this is a follow-up activity in the second day. For example, if the first day we learn all of them, and in the second day at the beginning of class, students will be passed out these questions and they talk about this with each other. Usually they talk to one partner. I think it's 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And another 2 minutes, if I'm ready, I randomly ask them to make a conversation with them. If I'm not ready, I just say, hey, talk to another partner. Now this one is a little harder than previous questions, and it's a kind of combine the content of the unit and also prepare students for their AP exam. Because in the AP exam, there is a email response. They usually need to respond to questions. For example, you say, you are exchange student in Japan or in China. Do you think I live with a host family good, or I live in the dorm? So it's kind of the similar question, and let them to practice to answer. The answer maybe not the same, but the ways to respond those questions is similar. And here 什么样的 and here 以后 and 哪些 this is a high frequency words question word in the AP exam. Based on my students' performance in AP exam, is that these words, for example, 哪些 and 什么样 and 以后 is the point the students not good at. These questions, I designed these questions to prepare the students. First, they answer each other's question. This set of questions, it should be given to students before we do the research of what do you do when in your birthday in the United States and in China, and what is good gifts and what is not good gifts. So the second day, the students will have these questions. They recall their memory of what they do the research, what they discuss in previous day, and they answer that in Chinese. And also that is a culture, it's a culture part. And also there's, for example, 送什么礼物最好, this one, what is the best gift to give on birthdays? It's not proper to give this, the gift. It's a similar questions as AP conversation questions. These questions is designed when we learn the personalities and their working experience. 打过 is a review because we learned you express your past experience. You use a verb and 过. In Chinese way, you can I show you the example in the previous slides. There is questions about 看过, 玩过, 吃过. So this is a review. And this question is kind of question like an AP exam question. So students to answer this question in this unit that is related to AP. And all of this is the same. I prepare students for their AP exam. So that is my example. This is share. I'm sorry, I do not have. I have some videos and pictures, but I cannot get access to the Google Drive, so I cannot share to show to our teachers.
Yes, but anyway, thank you for the wonderful ideas and a lot of insight, to share with us. Yeah, even though we understand the technology limits, and challenge between countries. Yeah. All right. So, do we have any questions? And we see people thanking you.
I started, I think, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it cannot be made, one day. So the questions revised and add more and more day by day. So every year I revised my questions. And from this year, I see the results this year, because in this year in AP class, I can feel the students feel much confident and better when they do the conversations, when they prepare, when we prepare, the AP conversation questions, and also in email response. So I thought it It's good way to practice
So
speaking.
yeah, so you're saying their confidence not just only using
Yeah,
the vocabulary but also the
yeah.
fluency. Yeah.
Yeah, fluency and last year and the year before last year, we spent a lot of time to do the conversation practice. But the problem of students is they don't know what to say. They have no idea what to say. So that is why I revised my questions. At the very beginning, the purpose of those questions were created is just for my convenience. The students do not sit there and randomly chat. And then I just give them some task and to talk. So at that time, the questions was created just like the first example. It's only practiced patterns, grammar, new vocabulary. But after I revised that, and the students, because they practice day by day, so first they are not feel fear to speak, and the second they have some content. So this year, for the AP conversation and the email response, my students feel very confident, and we do not spend a lot of time on that. We, uh, we spend more time to prepare students for the cultural presentation. Because for that question, if students have no idea about the cultural stuff, they cannot present anything. So we spend a lot of time there. But last year and the year before last year, the cultural presentation is students. I just give them some idea and do some check. That's it. Because all the time in class is reading, conversation, and email response. But this year, I can see the evidence and the result. So I will continue to do this.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Do you
Some
have
teachers
questions?
now they want to let students quiet down, calm down. So they tend to give students written work,
Yeah,
worksheets now during the warm-up time. But you change it into a topic a topic-based, conversation at the same
yeah.
time reviewing the grammatical structures and the vocabulary, or even added a few more. Um,
And the
but
students,
mm,
yeah, they do not feel they have pressure because after I'm ready for the new instructions, I walk around the class and to check whether they are on task and whether they need some help because those questions usually is a follow up the previous the day before that day the content. So some students cannot master cannot grasp and say something, but just stay with them. And when they at the beginning when they talk to each other, they don't think I give them a lot of attention. So they do not feel, oh, if I make a mistake, it's a feel embarrassed. For some hard questions, for Chinese 4 or Chinese 3, the questions usually they do 2 to 3 days or 4 days. You have the questions, you ask the different students, they give you different response. So if I feel it's hard for them today, and they can just, respond some words or not a complete sentence or not a correct grammar structure. Okay, I say keep this in your folder. And the second day, now you talk to another partner. And usually after these activities for the hard questions, I randomly ask the students and to check whether they understand question and they can respond. The family call please volunteer to do the presentation or you know, the speaking and the report, a very short report. It's a routine.
yes, yes, making it a routine is
Yeah, making
important.
yeah, students all know that they know they need to talk every day
Mhm.
before we start new class.
Fantastic. So, do we have any other teachers who have questions or comments or would like to share